I just don't know why I can't stay consistent with my weight loss. I just don't know why I can't do the things that I know that I should be doing. Have you ever thought that to yourself? A couple episodes back, I talked about the concept of the toxic cycle and negative feedback loops, which is usually where you're stuck in the mindset of, I don't know why I can't do the thing. If this is you, pay attention. The reason why you're not taking action on the thing that you know that you should be taking action on is because you don't care. That's it. You don't value that thing. Like, just admit that to yourself. The reason why that's important is because once you admit, I just don't freaking care about this, I'd rather stay addicted to this sin that I'm addicted to. Only when you admit that and you blame yourself for it, can you take ownership of it. Now you own the problem. And the reason why you don't care is because, and this is, again, anything I share on this channel, it's stuff I've been addicted to. Okay, this is me, in a sense, talking to myself. Anytime you're like, I don't know why I can't take action on this thing, number one, you're stuck in a negative feedback loop, i.e. a toxic cycle. Number two, you don't care, just admit that. And the reason why you're struggling with all of that is this one thing. You don't value it. Show me a man's results and I'll show you his values, period. If you're currently stuck and you can't lose weight, and I look at your core values, you value drinking, eating junk food more than you do the end result. And replace that with any other goal, anything else. Family, you value your job, work, and money more than you value your family. That was me for many years. Because as men, our purpose is our work. And we know that we got to provide, we got to put food on the table. But what happens is we go shift too far to one side to where we no longer value family as much as we say we do. This is what I call the cycle of values. So remember what I mentioned a couple videos back. We've got a primary toxic cycle. And then within that toxic cycle, we got a bunch of mini cycles, okay? One of these cycles is what I call the cycle of values. So here's how it works. Here's the negative toxic cycle of values. Both cycles start out the same, but how they end perpetuates a better man cycle or another toxic cycle, i.e. another negative feedback loop. So both cycles start with values. What I've come to discover, to know to be true, is your values set your vision, okay? What it is that I value, I can now establish a vision for myself of my potential, of what's possible for my life. That values and vision helps you to discover your purpose. Okay, here's what I value. Here's what I see as possible for my life. Based on that, here's what I want out of my life. I want this weight loss. I want to press this kettlebell. I want to start jiu-jitsu. I want to get my black belt. I want to improve my relationships with my wife and my kids. You can now get clear on your purpose. And as men, we have three purposes, which I'll break down in another video. One of them is our natural vocation, which is, this is what I want in my natural life. Now that you're clear on what you want, your definiteness of purpose, now that you're clear on that, you can start to establish a strategy based on the numbers detached from emotion. And now that you've got the strategy in place, you can now take aligned action towards your goal. And you're going to attain that goal, or at least you're more likely to attain that goal, because you've got the right values in place. You've got the right thinking and the right mindset in place to solve that problem. That aligned action leads to a result, more than likely a positive result. And based on that positive result and experience, you begin to tell yourself a story and you begin to solidify a belief about yourself. And that belief about yourself perpetuates another cycle, which is the better man cycle. The antithesis of this is the toxic cycle of false belief. I value this, I value drinking, I value my work, I value money, I value porn. I value these things because I'm trapped in these things. Because the world tells me I need these things. That leads to a negative vision of what's possible. You actually have no hope and don't think anything is possible, and you're just stuck here, and it is what it is. That vision disconnects you from your purpose because you no longer know what it is that you want. How many times have you heard that? Man, I don't know what I want. I don't know what I want. Oftentimes, a lot of guys that I talk to, clients that I've been working with for almost 13 years in my gym, most people can't tell you what they want. Just like ask your wife where she wants to eat dinner. She doesn't know what she wants. People can tell you what they don't want. They can tell you what they don't like. But most people can't articulate what they want. And it all comes down to their lack of values and lack of vision. So now you have a fractured purpose. Without that purpose, you're going to stay stuck listening to your feelings. I'm just going to listen to my body. I'm going to eat intuitively. I'm going to train intuitively. No, those ultimately don't lead to long-term results. They end up in negative results. You stay stuck where you're at because you've fallen for the trap of, I'm going to listen to my body. I'm going to train and eat intuitively. That creates a negative false belief about yourself, a negative experience. Now you begin to tell yourself a story about that experience, and based on that you solidify a negative false belief about yourself, and it perpetuates the cycle. So if it's been more than 6 months and you're still stuck where you're at with your training, your nutrition, your family life, your career, if you're still stuck in the same place, unhappiness, self-doubt, you name it, if you're still stuck there, take a look at your values. Because if you show me a man's results, I'll show you his values. If this video helped you out, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications for more busy dad strength training tips. And if you need help getting clear on your values, so you can cast a vision of what's possible for your life, so you can discover your purpose, that way you can align yourself to a real strategy and take aligned action, click the link in the description section and apply to join our high performance men's coaching program, the Better Man Blueprint, where for 16 weeks, I help men become the strongest version of themselves, build stronger, leaner, more capable bodies so they can do more of what they enjoy and get closer to God so they can become a better man, husband, and father. Once you submit the application, I'll give you the next steps after that. We'll set up a time to chat if it would be a good fit and welcome you into the Better Man community. That's all I got for today, man. Appreciate you watching. See you on the next one. Peace.